Good evening, everyone. It is time for Monday Motivation. I am coming to you live from the Philippines, and I know that when something is important to you, you stay up late for it. You stay up late for it. So I'm so happy to be with you on today. We're going to be talking about how you can become more effective in your studying for NCLEX, and I'm going to try to turn around some issues that may be compromising when you're ready to test. Ready to test. Good evening. So we're going to be talking about neuroleptic malignant syndrome on today. Neuroleptic malignant syndrome. Hi, Elizabeth. Hi, Millicent. Let me know where you all from. I am teaching from Cebu in the Philippines. So wow, what an opportunity to be a part of such an amazing country right now. Great partnership with NCLEX Unlimited. We're going to be going over neuroleptic malignant syndrome. But here, let me start by picturing a nurse sitting down in front of the NCLEX exam. Now, what type of learner is this person? What type of learner is this person? And it's something that we all have in common. We all have in common. And this should be the starting place for your preparation for your studying, right? And that is the fact that, guess what? You're an adult learner. NCLEX is a test for adult learners, and there is something that should be a part of your study process so that you can be successful. So this Monday motivation is a little bit different, but I just want to talk about what adult learners need to be successful. And if you don't have these things, you're passively studying. And let me tell you, when it comes to the NCLEX, passive studying does not work. It doesn't work. And a lot of what you may be doing right now, hear me, a lot of what you may be doing right now is passive studying. So it feels good. It feels like you are being, it feels like you're being consistent, but in reality, no progress is being made. That NCLEX date is no sooner than it was when you first started. Okay, so let's keep it real. Adults need clarity, not chaos. And so this comes in the form of, do you have a study schedule? If you wake up on Mondays and you're wondering what you are going to be studying, you've already lost momentum. Okay. If you don't have a plan about what you're studying, if you're just going to go into a random question bank, if you are just going to do a random computer adaptive test, you don't have clarity. It's going to be difficult for you to make progress. Okay. So I'm gonna pull out this book here because this is the book we'll actually be studying from today. If you have this book, if you have it, if you've been had it, if you just got it, in the beginning of this book is your study schedule. 20 study sessions. So every time you sit down, you know what you are to be studying. This is mandatory for adult learners. You need a schedule. The second thing is this: adult learners should be writing information down. Writing activates deeper brain processing of information. If you're not writing information down, you are not retaining that information in the best way. I'm telling you what I've observed, what I know when I speak to people, when I talk to people about how they've been studying, when I talk to people about why they failed. These are the reasons why, y'all. You should be taking notes on something every time you sit down and study. Again, I cannot belabor this enough. This program is for adult learners. Okay. When you open it up, this is your workbook. Okay, Whitney says, I take my boards next month and I have quick facts. Is that enough? I'm also using Archer Review. In my estimation, no. Quick facts is just half of my program, and it's not even the half that I advise people to start with. I advise people to start with this book, okay? And this is because this is the lecture information. This is where you write things down. I just said it. Writing things down helps you remember it 70% more than just reading it, okay? So writing your information down, even the things that we're going over today, we're going over neuroleptic malignant syndrome. Another reason why Whitney is too is because Quick Facts has half of the information in it, and this book has the other half. So neuroleptic malignant syndrome is on page, it's in the psych section, and it is on page, and I'm just doing it because I know somebody will say, where is it? I didn't see it. Oh, and also what I want to say about neuroleptic malignant syndrome is you need to know the difference between neuroleptic malignant syndrome and also SSR, serotonin syndrome. 58. Okay, yeah, 58. And it is also after in the psych portion of the V2 workbook. Okay. So also 80, 90, 91. Yeah, 91. Okay. 91, 91, 91. All right. Very important for you to know page 91. Okay. And the things that I have, the things that I'm sharing today, write this down in page 91. Okay. All right, here we go. Third thing is adults need to know why something matters. So in one of the things that we do here is we talk about why this information is important. When you can make the connection to why something is important, you'll be able to tell that story. You will be able to remember it more. So this is good. This is so good. Hey, and I love this. Nurse AB said, I passed. I'm a ReMar nurse now. Only use those books in V2. Best ever. Abigail, so happy to read this. So literally, this just woke me up. This just woke me up. Hey, oh my goodness. Okay, so again, if you're an adult learner, which is everybody I'm talking to, you need to be able to incorporate these really evidence-based principles about how you will do well, All right. Love it. Good questions here today for the study group. And I don't know if we have a wider audience, but a lot of new people. Hello, what should I purchase? I'm a repeat test taker. Archer hasn't worked. Kaplan hasn't worked. Boot camp hasn't worked. And Mark K hasn't worked for me. Well, I want you to just consider the V2 program, okay, which is what I'm talking about. And the reasons why those programs may not have worked for you is really simple. The way that you learn is not found in those programs. Most adult learners need structure, okay? Most adult learners need low or short presentations of information, and they need to be able to make a connection with the material almost immediately. Or you may feel good, you may listen to other people telling you that it's working, but it actually won't be working. It actually won't be working. So being able to combine the things that I'm talking about, and of course that schedule. I don't know. I something about having a daily study schedule. And in the V2, you have 20 study sessions. You know exactly what you're going to be doing. Okay. These are the things that will help you find structure, accountability. And I will say about the other programs that you mentioned, those programs are pretty much self-directed programs. Okay. V2 is not self-directed, it's self-paced, meaning you cannot skip around. You cannot just do whatever you want to do in the V2. It is not self-directed. Okay. There is a structure there that needs to be done. Okay. All right. And so we're going to get into something that's very important, neuroleptic malignant syndrome for NCLEX. Now, when you talk about neuroleptic malignant syndrome in your mind, if you know this subject, then you automatically know where are we going to find this? Is this a med surg thing? Is this a pediatrics thing? Is this a respiratory thing? No, if you studied it with me, you know this is a psychiatric principle that you need to know regarding psychiatric medications, and specifically what type of psychiatric medications. Okay. And so that's what we're going to go over. Yes, yes, yes. We're talking psych here. Very important to know about psych. Okay, so neuroleptic malignant syndrome, just generally, it's a rare condition. So it's not something that is going to happen to everybody, but when it does happen, you need to be able to identify it correctly. So it's rare, it's a neurological emergency, and it is associated with neuroleptics. Neuroleptic agents are typically first generation psych medications. Very common in younger adult patients who are given either a high dose of these medications or it's their first time taking these medications. Okay. Now, the onset can start after 2 weeks of starting a medication. So when you think about neuroleptic malignant syndrome versus serotonin syndrome, you are talking about two separate psych emergencies. And I talk about three in the V2. These are two of them. Okay. So neuroleptic malignant syndrome, this is going to be focused around medications that help improve your dopamine, right? Whereas the serotonin syndrome, serotonin, okay? Dopamine versus serotonin. All right. Also, neuroleptic malignant syndrome is going to be worse, is going to be more acute than serotonin syndrome. All right. Okay. Now, associate medications, just a quick rundown. Let me make this big. You should be familiar with these medications: haloperidol, chlorpromazine, clonazepam, risperidone, olazepam. Okay. You're going to see the neuroleptic malignant syndrome in this. Also, antiemetics can also have some indications of neuroleptic malignant syndrome. So metoclopramide and promethazine. Okay. Now, here's where we want to discuss neuroleptic malignant syndrome to a more advanced presentation, because what you have to be is a fortune teller for NCLEX. Why do I say that? You have to be able to almost tell the future of a patient. So if you get a patient, and some of you guys may be saying, "Oh, it's not in page 91 of my V2 workbook." It depends on also where you got your V2 workbook printed at, because maybe the pages might be off a little bit, or just so look around page 91. I talk about neuroleptic malignant syndrome in the psychiatric portion. So you got to be a fortune teller. You got to tell fortunes. But more importantly, you got to tell clinical futures of a patient. And so with neuroleptic malignant syndrome, you have a patient that's going to come in with these symptoms. I'm going to tell you the symptoms, and then I want you to tell me what that patient's future is going to be. Patient has mental status change. Patient has muscular rigidity. And I have here lead pipe because the patient will be stiff. I say they're going to be stiff as a board. What's the problem with that? What is the problem with a patient who is rigid? I mean, like so rigid, like you can't move them, you can't bend them. They're just like stiff as a board, like stiff. And they're like this for hours. What's the problem with that? Is it just like if a patient's like this for hours, like stiff, what's the problem? Okay. They can't move, they can't bend. What's the issue? Okay. Also, hyperthermia. Think about what hypothermia does to the body. So your patient's confused, they're stiff, they're hot, autonomic instability, of course, right? So what NCLEX is going to present to you, and this is the one point, because everything else you can get from quick facts or you can get from my lecture about what's important. This is the one point that I want you to not miss. Elevated creatinine kinase. NCLEX is going to give you the normal range of elevated creatinine kinase. And now for next gen, they're going to say, why do you care? Okay. And I have here, why does NCLEX test if you know about creatinine kinase and mental status change, muscle rigidity, neuroleptic malignant syndrome? What is elevated creatinine kinase? What is creatinine kinase? Remember, I told you guys, NCLEX will give you the laboratory value normals because they don't care if you can remember normals. What they want to know is, can you interpret clinical information? So this is the one thing, and then I'm done. Yep. Coco Spencer got it. Okay. Do you know why you care about creatinine kinase? So YouTube has it. I don't know if Facebook, you have it, you not have it. I know it may be late for some of us. Now I feel that international sacrifice. Woof, coming to class. Okay. So anyways, let me shorten it for you. So a patient's like this for hours, stiff as a board. What's going to happen is that skeletal muscle is going to begin to break down. Yeah, because you don't have muscle contractions for hours, right? Static. You usually, if you're going to flex on somebody, you like flex on them and then you release it. But when you have a constant contraction of muscle, then that muscle, this muscle right here, you're like this, you won't move. Patient won't move, can't move. Then this muscle is going to start to lose oxygenation. It's going to start breaking down. Yep. And then that broken down muscle tissue is going to have to go into the bloodstream. It's going to be in contact with the kidneys. Rhabdomyolysis is going to happen. The kidneys will begin to decline because they're not supposed to be processing your skeletal muscles out of your urine. Okay. And so the skeletal muscle destruction is a thing for neuroleptic malignant syndrome. You don't have breakdown of muscle tissue in serotonin syndrome. Okay. You don't have that. So this is a big point because when we talk about what to do if you suspect the patient has neuroleptic malignant syndrome, a lot of it is to protect the kidneys. A lot of it's to protect the kidneys. Okay. All right. So the treatment, of course, stop giving the muscle. Stop giving the medication. Medication therapy, you can give lorazepam for the rigidity and agitation, dantrolene for the fever, muscle rigidity, elevated creatinine kinase, bromocriptine, rigidity agitation, and amantadine, rigidity agitation. These are medications. Just take a screenshot. I want you to be at least familiar with the name, okay? Nursing actions. What are you supposed to do? I like this. NMS. In normalized temperature and blood pressure. The temperature will be high, greater than 104 in neuroleptic malignant syndrome. These patients are very hot. But no blood clots. You should not expect that. M is for maintain cardiac, pulmonary, and circulatory status. This is by giving IV fluids. So we want to flush out the patient's body. Maintain euvolemic state. That means normal. Okay. S is stop causative agents, start medical therapy. So we would be giving acetaminophen for that temperature. We may be giving blood pressure medications. You can give lisinopril or something for blood pressure to help this patient. Okay. All right. And again, Everything that you need to know is contained in the system, but you need to work the system. And you have to have faith that you are able to purchase a program, be consistent with the program, and get the results that you are looking for. All those things are part of the process, especially if you failed NCLEX in the past. You have to have a plan for remediation. It cannot be just repeat what you did the last time. You have to change something. If you're going to have success after failure, you have to remediate. If you already know that you're coming from a place of a deficiency, meaning you know that you may not have grasped everything in nursing school, you know that your nursing school did not focus a lot on EKGs or pharmacology, those things you must know for NCLEX. Those things you must know. And this is what I said during my classes in the Philippines. When it comes to NCLEX, you will not rise to the occasion. You won't. You will fall to your level of preparation. Okay? This is not a common sense exam. You have to prepare for success. That's just it. You have to prepare for success. All right. So now let's just do some NCLEX questions regarding neuroleptic malignant syndrome. Okay. And I'll answer your questions that I see coming up in one bit. Let's just do this part. After, okay, this is question number 1. Let's talk about it. A client taking haloperidol presents with elevated blood pressure, muscle spasms, fevers, and appears to be anxious. What is the nurse's most appropriate action? Okay. Number 1, assess the client's reflexes. 2, inform the healthcare provider. 3, obtain blood culture for possible infection. Or 4, administer antihypertensive medication stat. What do you say? We're talking about a patient who comes in clinically symptomatic. What should you do? And I love this question because it is very straightforward. The correct answer is number 2, inform the healthcare provider. We know the patient is taking haloperidol. They're coming in symptomatic. These are the symptoms of neuroleptic malignant syndrome. So number 1, assess the client's reflexes. Absolutely not. We already know the patient's going to be difficult to assess their reflexes. They may be agitated. They may be anxious. They're having muscle spasms. Okay. So if you pick number 1, then you don't understand the care required. If you pick number 3, obtain blood culture for possible infection, you have missed the point entirely, because we know that this patient is taking haloperidol. Okay. And number 4, administer antihypertensive medication stat is not the priority. We need to notify the doctor. All right. Let's go into question number 2. Oh, in considering possible diagnosis of neuroleptic malignant syndrome, which of the following presentation is most significant? We're talking about neuroleptic malignant syndrome. Is it number 1, a client taking haloperidol reports dry mouth? 2, a client taking lisinopril presents fever and disorientation? 3, a client taking olanzapine develops mental changes and fever? Or 4, a client taking risperidone presents headache and rigidity? Okay, tap in here. This is another tricky one. But again, the significance is presented here. The significance is presented here. So I hope you catch this one. Correct answer is number 3. Number 3, a client taking the olanzapine and they develop mental changes and fever. Mental changes and fever is going to be more significant than fever and disorientation paired with lisinopril. Okay, lisinopril. Olanzapine, we know that is going to put us in a position for neuroleptic malignant syndrome. I love it. Monday motivation. How about this as a motivation, Nurse Viola? I would love to talk to you just to let everybody see your happiness. It says, hi, Regina. I passed my NCLEX last September at 85 questions. We took a photo together. Really? When you came to Kisumu, Kenya. Wow. I am a US RN courtesy of you, ReMar. I am a happy ReMar. See you soon. I will absolutely see you soon. I'll be in Kenya next month, so maybe I can see you. All right. Let's go back to the questions here. How about this? Question number 3, and it says, hey, the nurse observes that the client who is on neuroleptic medication develops anxiety, Parkinson's, muscle rigidity, and fever. To manage neuroleptic malignant syndrome, which action should the nurse take first? Number 1, monitor vital signs. 2, provide cooling measures. 3, discontinue neuroleptic medication. 4, assess muscle rigidity. Come on and tap in. Here, we are talking about safety. We are talking about what it takes to get it done. Get it done. It's a lot of late nights. It's a lot of early mornings, but it's about sticking to a schedule to make it happen. Mondays and Wednesdays, every night, every afternoon, I'm here. Here we go. Correct answer. Discontinue neuroleptic medication. I saw so many people pick this, the right one. Whew, makes me feel good. Makes me feel good because you are not getting tricked by the distractors. So how'd you do? 2 out of 3? 1 out of 3? Let me see that. Let me see that tabulation for today. Neuroleptic malignant syndrome. We certainly could go deeper and deeper and do a lot of case studies in this area. But the goal is for you to have showed up, have understood the major principles that you've read and the connections that I wanted to make with you today. So if you studied this in V2, you read it in Quick Facts, you showed up to class, that's the 3 out of 3. And here's our Monday motivation across the nation. Opportunity knocks once, but doubt will try to lock the door. Oh my, what do I mean when I say doubt will try to lock the door that God may be opening in your life? Well, let me say this. ReMar nurses, we made it. In just 1 week, we reached multiple locations in the Philippines. And let me tell you, this was not an easy tour for me. If you have watched it, you've known I had some ups and I had some downs and some things that I didn't even share with you that maybe I probably will. But we went to Luzon, Visayas, and even now I'm in Mindanao, right? And had an amazing turnout. You know, when we first started this class, we had maybe like 10 people sign up in these cities. And by the time we went to Baguio, we had, every location I think had like over 100 people, right? People turned out. Manila showed out this year. These nurses came. They are serious about it no matter what. And they have challenges to overcome. They all have stories. Say boo, but when they came, you would not know it. I'm telling you, you would think that they were already in the United States. You would think that honestly, they had already passed NCLEX. That is how excited and happy they were to be in the building because they understood where their future was. And for many of us, we have it so good. We have it so good. We're already in the United States and we're struggling. Oh, well, motivation. Can I do it today? We're already in the United States. We got our ATT, and us in the United States need to take note. We don't know the value of our starting place. We take it for granted. And so, true. If you missed the class and you're in the Philippines, please go to remarnurse.com/PH. Okay. CDO. So many nurses. Whoo. So many nurses. And you can see they were getting V2. They were waiting for these books. All right. So yeah, so we had so many nurses, come out, and even I gotta show this one too. Our final class in the bow, our final class. Just great. I mean, our partnership with NCLEX Unlimited, they have the books, they have the review for you, and we really want you to tap into our community because it is going to really transform your life. It's going to make straight something that is maybe a struggle, and it doesn't have to be. Okay. All right. So in the class, I told the nurse, what if everything you need to be in the United States was in this bag? What would you do? This is something that I told all those nurses. I went to every class and I told them this. I said, I put a bag on the stage and I said, if I told you everything you needed to be in the United States was in this bag, what would you do? And I heard them. Many of them would say, they would say, grab it. I would take it. But I noticed that some of them were hesitant to grab the bag. Like most people would say, you would get the bag, grab it. But like literally, out of all of those people, only one, maybe two, went up on the stage and grabbed the bag. And it's just an object lesson that I was trying to point out, is that there is such a difference from knowing what to do and then actually doing it. And so what made the people who would just sit there and say, grab the bag, not move? Is it because they were worried about what other people thought if they just got up and ran up to get what was in the bag? They probably were like, I don't want to do that. Like, I don't want to be rude. I don't want to be weird. I don't want to be wrong. I don't want to be, I don't want people to laugh at me, if it's a joke or whatever. And the thing about it was, in that moment, it demonstrated how far somebody was willing to go for their actual dream. Because many people will say that they want it, but then they won't actually do what it takes to have it. Okay? Did you catch that? So in the bag, I put like chocolate, something from the United States, but then I put money in the bag. I literally put money in the bag. Now, if I would have said there's money in this bag, then maybe more people would have come up for it. But I said, your dream is in the bag. Which is greater? Is money or your dream greater? And so that is the difference. If you have any form of doubt, the Bible says this. The Bible says, James 1:6, but when you asked, you must believe and not doubt, because the one who doubts is like a wave of the sea, blown and tossed by the wind. Okay? And that's so important for us because of this, it's just this idea that doubt says this, and this is what you have to fight every single day when you wake up. Doubt says you're not ready, but faith says you got this. You can, you will, you must pass NCLEX. So when you wake up in the morning, who are you going to choose to listen to? Growth does not happen in comfort zones. So somebody gives you an opportunity. You sit there in your comfort zone, you're not going to grow. Somebody puts something before you and you're too scared to do it. You're too scared to listen. You're too scared to move. You're not going to learn. Opportunity comes when you least expect them. Nobody was expecting me to be putting a bag on the stage, right? But when that opportunity comes, you have to be willing to grab it, or somebody else will. Okay? Or maybe nobody will, which is even sadder. So I just want to remind you that the opportunity is in front of you. And sometimes you got to climb over a mountain to see it. Sometimes you got to dig a ditch. Sometimes you got to move around. Okay? But you have to know that it's possible, especially with God, it's possible. Okay. So I do want to take some questions here. I do want to take some questions for you. Um, I know that I have a nurse. I know that I have Nurse Abigail who said she passed her NCLEX. I said I wanted to talk to her, and I see that she's on. I don't see a photo, but maybe we could just do audio. Um, let's see if she can hear me to give a testimony. Oh, okay. Let's see.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. I don't
Hi.
have a voice. Hello.
Oh my goodness.
I
Well,
just
I thank you.
I just passed yesterday, last night actually.
Ah!
Yes. I took my exam last April 10 and then the results came out last night, April 13 in the Philippines.
Oh,
So, yes. So I'm so grateful to ReMar because the only resources that I use is really ReMar and NCLEX nursing resources, the V2 program, the quick facts and NCLEX, and the other book, the V2 program book.
so how did you find out about ReMar?
From Facebook.
From Facebook. Now,
Yes.
I'm in the Philippines right now. You're in the Philippines?
Yes.
What part of the Philippines are you in?
Pampanga.
Okay.
Central
So
Luzon.
so there are so many NCLEX reviews here. Literally, there are a
Yeah.
lot. What made you trust ReMar USA?
First things first, because I saw God. I mean,
Mm,
every single time you always talk about God. And then it's very powerful that the tagline, with God it's possible. And then you can, you will, you must pass NCLEX every day. The moment I wake up for 30 days straight, I always tell myself I can, I will, I must pass NCLEX, because in our bathroom I have a big mirror. And then
mhm.
yes, I always told myself that I will become a USRN. And then when I sat down last April 10, they gave me what they call this, the paper.
Yeah.
Before I began, I already wrote I can, I will, I must pass NCLEX.
Oh
That's
my
it.
goodness.
And then what's surprising about it is, among the questions I encountered from your Q banks, and there were some questions. Yeah, yeah. And it's like your questions are harder than the NCLEX itself.
That's
Yeah.
good. That's good. I wanted to, the V2 is designed to challenge you for sure.
Yes.
Um, but I'll just say this. I'm here in the Philippines right now.
Really.
Yeah. I'm here right now, and it's been such a emotional journey for me to be amongst Filipino nurses and hear the struggles of getting to take the NCLEX and the struggles of living and the struggles of working so hard and wanting to have this dream to become a USRN. It's not easy.
Yes, it's not. Especially to, like me, I'm a working mom. I just gave birth. But because of your program, it was possible. It's made possible.
Oh,
Because your concept is actually simplified. I found it very simple, straightforward. I mean, just what I really needed to pass the exam.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes. Yes.
It blesses my heart. This blesses my heart so much. And I know, like I said, it's just been incredible being here.
Yeah.
And yeah, and just taking in all of the culture and all of the greatness. And I even went to a nursing school today in Cebu, and I'm in the classrooms, and I'm just like, man, the skills are such a high level here.
Mm.
The nursing skills are such a high level that I see why Filipino nurses do so well in the United States, because you come with the skills.
Thank you. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. I never thought I could pass the NCLEX. I had
Wow.
10 case studies. I had dropped down many standalone SATA. But, you know, when I was taking the exam, there were, of course, it's very normal that when you take exam, there were certain numbers that you don't know the answer. But
Mm-hmm.
when I encounter such experience, I would just pray. I would stop and pray.
Oh,
And
so good.
then I just go on.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do not dwell that I do not know this. I will reread the question, and then I will understand. Then I will
Yes.
answer. That's it.
Yes. This is an
Yeah.
amazing
Yes,
testimony.
it's amazing. It's amazing.
This is amazing, amazing, amazing. I hope that everybody's watching. We talked about not having doubt, about
Yes.
not having doubt in the process. And I look at it. So Team ReMar pulled up your test results in the V2. So I'm looking at all the things that you did, and I see that you passed your CAT exam. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
I
passed the CAT
actually I
exam.
passed everything. I passed all your exams.
Yeah,
Actually.
yeah, so good. Look
Yeah.
at you.
No, because I am crying, sorry. Because during the V2 program you were discussing, isn't it? I'm taking down notes. I took it very seriously.
Yeah.
I said I'm gonna finish this in a month or less than a month, and I will pass my exam. I just fed myself that I will pass my exam, and I passed. I believed, and I did.
So let me tell you, because you said that the questions on the NCLEX my questions were
Yeah,
harder.
yeah,
Okay, but ma'am, I'm looking at your tests, and all the tests you built, you put it on hard for
yeah,
difficulty
yeah,
level.
yeah. I never actually, Miss Regina, if you would notice, I have never chosen the basic or whatever you called it, but I've always chosen the hard because
Yes.
that's how you pass the NCLEX. If you will
Yes.
always choose the simple, how can you go to NCLEX? And I'm so happy that I passed all your exam and I never cheated because isn't it there were comments.
Hmm.
Sometimes the your students would say the answer or would message the answer. I never cheated. I would not look at it. I would just answer straight.
I'm so proud
Yes.
of you.
I
I'm
was
so
listening very carefully to you, and then when you listen carefully to your teacher, you will answer.
I
That's it.
mean, this is what I'm talking about. You got in the program and you actually worked it. I see you doing quizzes from like 15 questions to 115. Like, you were really
Yeah.
in the V2 Q Bank on hard mode, on hard.
Yes.
So, of course, you passed NCLEX. Of course, of course.
I just gave birth 3 months
I and
ago. Imagine the.
No, no. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you.
Thank you
Um,
so much.
and the baby, and I hope this is the most life changing experience for you. Please stay connected to me, okay? Because
Thank you.
we're just trying to we're just trying to bless the nurses here. We have some opportunities I think that'll be coming up that will be really great. Okay.
Thank you so much. And lastly, and since I got blessed to pass the exam, the NCLEX, I also told my two friends who
Mhm.
wanted to take the NCLEX very soon. I said my resources are NCLEX, ReMar NCLEX. I told them everything
Yes,
about you so that
please,
they will
please.
also pass.
Yes, and with our partnership with NCLEX Unlimited, we're able to even do
Mm.
more. So
Yeah.
please have them reach out to us before they do anything, and we'll help them.
Thank you so much. If not for you, of course, with God, but
That's what.
God led me to you, and I passed the exam. And I hope good future will come and will wait for me and my family.
Oh, definitely. You've
Yes.
already positioned your family
Yes.
here, 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 here. You already positioned them here. So strong mother, blessed family. God bless you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm so blessed to have met you. Bye bye. God bless all of you.
God
God
bless
bless.
you.
Thank
Woo! Man, staying up late, knew where to find us. Look at that testimony. New mom, new just abundance of blessings. She just gave birth to a baby and her USRN. But let me tell you, she did not do it by accident. She was in that doggone V2 on hard mode in that Q bank, and her test results show it. Good, good, good. Passed. I mean, that's just it. That's just it. You got to do the work. You got to do the work. Okay. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Let me go back up. I know I had a ton of questions. A ton of questions. Let me just do a few because this is already it's already longer than I like for it to be, and I got to get up early, 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 early. Okay. Questions. Let's do questions for like 2 minutes. This is a live study session. Congratulations. I graduate on June 26th, 2025. When should I start studying for NCLEX? Never too late to start studying for NCLEX. Even if you just wanted to get quick facts for NCLEX now, that should be helpful for you. Depending on the time that you have, sometimes I will recommend studying for NCLEX before you graduate if you need to take an exit exam. If not, immediately after graduation, you should already have the V2 ready to go. Especially if you're a new graduate. Okay, that's a great question. Okay. Congrats, Nurse Alicia, Nurse Abigail. God bless you. Thank you so much. You guys are so encouraging. And I love how you can congratulate people because you know that your time is coming soon. You know that your time is coming soon too. All right. Oh, we got some amazing things happening too. Let me just say the events that we have coming up, you're going to love it. You're going to love it because these are all free events that you're able to participate in. ReMar Nurse University. This is going to be a pharmacology review I will be doing every Monday in the month of June. This is the biggest NCLEX prep that I do for our community. And of course, it's free. So ReMar Nurse University, that's coming up. And then also we have Nurses Week. Nurses Week is just a week where we celebrate nurses and we acknowledge their contribution in the United States. We do this in the month of May. And so I will be doing classes then. Let me grab this. Okay. I wanted to grab one book. Let me see what else we got going on. Travel Nurse Boot Camp. For those of you who are interested in our travel positions, our domestic positions, we talk about it in our internationals. We talk about it Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. right here. You can keep it locked to learn about that. Okay. Okay, I have some good questions here. What is a book? What is a book for a new about to start class soon? So that would be Quick Facts for Nursing School. And this is the Med Surg and Pharm edition. Quick Facts for Nursing School. You would also love to know that this book is also having videos too. So you can get Quick Facts for Nursing School, and then our nursing school course is also out as well. So nursing school V2 has your fundamentals. Actually, if you're starting nursing school, you need to have that course. Nursing school V2, fundamentals, math, pharmacology. I'm just cutting the med surge videos. They're so nice as well. So that's what you should be doing. Videos and books. Okay, videos and books for adult learners. What else? Thanks, Miss Regina. I have your quick facts book. What else do I need? Are you the same person to ask me about this? Okay. If you just have, I have your V2 quick facts books. So you have two books. If you have two books in the video course, then you have the entire system. Okay. So that's it. Let me know if you don't have the system, but the system is what I'm encouraging you to get. Okay. All right. Okay. Is that it? That's it. You got both books. Okay. And the system. Okay. Again, get your study calendar out and get busy. You should be following your study calendar. It's in your file vault. When will the nursing med surge videos be available? So let me look. I see that we have I would say we should start I think by the end of this month you should see the med surge videos populating, because I did cardiac and I did respiratory, so they're probably still in either production, or they're probably in production, but they should be up. I don't have the system. You need the system, ma'am. You need the system. The system is going to come with this book. Either it's going to be either downloaded or you can buy it physically. Okay. But you are going to upgrade. You need to go into remarnurse.com and get the V2 system for RN or PN. Okay. Okay. You can go to remarnurse.com and get that. And if you need help, just send me a DM or just message me. Okay. All right. Okay. Congratulations to all the nurses. Keep up the faith. Regina, I would like to do a new subscription. What should I do? For a new subscription, if you go to remarnurse.com, you're able to sign up for a new subscription, and you don't you need to just put in your email address and your information. Okay. So go to remarnurse.com, choose whether you want RN or PN. Okay. And then you can proceed through there. Okay. How can you renew V2? Renewing V2 is easy. You have to sign in to your account. Okay. And then you have to go to my profile. Okay. You have to go to your profile. You can do it there, or you can go to your account settings and do it if you want to renew. Okay. What else? What else? Hi, Professor. I'm able to find what page lesson is for today in the V2 workbook. Can you help me find it just to review? Look in your psychiatric section of the V2, and it's going to be right after I go. Okay, it's going to be right after I go over the psychiatric medications. Now, you know I start with benzodiazepines. So where is it? Okay, so it's going to be, and this might be, so for me, it is on page 91. Okay, it is on page 91. Okay, that's it. All right. Is there any material for Canadian nurses? So the NCLEX program that I have is for Canadian nurses. Okay, it is for Canadian nurses. Will I be able to redo questions after completing the V2 module questions? You can. You would just have to be reset. You would be reset. If you want to do the entire program over again, you can do that. Okay. So somebody asked a question about, I'm sorry, psychosocial integrity. Psychosocial integrity is essentially, I don't necessarily have a book on it because that is something that I lecture on. So it is a part of the V2 program. Okay. I'm just so ready to get this new chapter of passing NCLEX. Yeah. All right. So this is the, I don't know if you guys can see it because of light. This is the app for the V2. You can download this app on your phone, on your tablet, and you're able to create an account here too as well. Okay. And the V2 app is free. So you're able to do that. All right. And right from the app, you're able to view your courses. Okay. You're able to view your courses. If I turn it this way. Oh, it might not work. You're able to view your courses, and you're able to watch the videos, and also you can do questions in your Q bank, and it's really helpful. It's really helpful for those of you who like to study on the go. Okay. Okay. All right. If you have specific questions about your system, please just send me an email because I don't have the everybody system in front of me. Early, can I renew my subscription? Your subscription is going to be determined by the package that you purchase. So if you purchased a 3-month package, after 3 months, the subscription will automatically renew unless you cancel it. Okay. But that's on you. You can cancel it the same day that you purchase it, but the renewal will come based off of your original purchase. So if you purchased it for 1 month, you're going to renew after 1 month. Okay. All right. But again, this is the V2 app. All right, everybody, it is rounding to 1 a.m. So I just want to thank you for attending the study session. We will be back again on Wednesday, 9 p.m. to do another subject. So for today, neuroleptic malignant syndrome was covered in here. Okay, it was covered in here. So some of the things that we do come from here. Some of the things that we do come from quick facts on our weekly classes. But irregardless, you still have the responsibility to do the work here and stay consistent. You don't have to wait for me in order to study this information. You can do it on your own. Okay, y'all, now my baby didn't woke up. Somebody asked me how Selah's doing. Selah's doing good, so good. And guess what? I did get nystatin here. I did get it in the Philippines. They were originally going to give me something else for her, but God worked it out because all of you guys were saying she needed nystatin, and they had it here. So I know I serve a living God because this wasn't even something that they typically gave, but they ran out of what they had. Like no pharmacy had it. Then they said, but we do have nystatin. And I said, give it to me. But we had to get a prescription for it. So Mark had to take her to see the doctor because the nurse could not write a prescription. Same thing. All right. So anyways, I just want to say thank you guys for everything, for your prayers, and shout out to all the nurses that passed. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep grinding. Message me if you have anything else. All right. So see you later. Bye.